What is up, Funky Bunch? Now, excuse me if I sound very amateur. This is my first video. But, anyways. Okay, so I just recently went through this god awful experience called seasonal changes. Yeah, allergies. Terrible. And to start this off, let me just tell you what. I hate allergies. I hate it so much. I can't breathe through my nose, so I have to breathe through my mouth, which I hate doing, and it makes me not want to be around people. It's worse in public, especially since my nose leaks like a faucet. And then people are just like staring at me like I'm a 5-year-old child. Like, bro, no, my mom's not gonna wipe it for me. Let me do it myself. Give me a moment. I work at McDonald's. Busiest fast food restaurant, in my opinion, ever. Now, it's usually busy weekdays, but it also is busy like weekends. But I only work Fridays and Saturdays because, well, that's just me. And just recently, I went to work sick with this god awful treatment, and it was so bad. My throat was irritated and my sinuses were so dry. My whole body felt like crap. So later that night, I took some NyQuil and I was up almost like the whole night. And I had work at 12 the next day. Like, it was terrible. It was terrible. I sounded like crap and I felt like crap. It was, oh, I was so congested. It was so bad. It got so bad, my manager caught on to me while I was resting. And he was like, "You want to go home early?" And I said, "Nah, I gotta chase the bag. I'm a bit broke at the moment." He said, "You sound like crap." And look like it. And then he started giggling like shit was sweet. Nah, buddy, you're not finna do that to me. No sir, no sir. Oh, it was so bad. I told him that I was gonna stay because I only had a few minutes left. I left at 8 and it was like probably 7:50 something just for us to get a rush directly at 8 o'clock. And I stayed until 9. That rush was a whole hour, and that hour felt endless because the amount of cars that kept coming, bro. And then when I finally got home, I was just ready to fall asleep. I got ready for bed and crashed because I'm not sleeping in my bed smelling like grease, fries, and fish and chicken. I could barely sleep because of my allergies, but like that night when I crashed, it's like they weren't even a thing. And then I woke up in the middle of the night very congested and couldn't breathe. So like it had to get me at some point. It had to get me at some point, guys. But another one I remember is I'm pretty sure it was a school night and I had school the next day. This is when I was in high school, and dog, it was so bad, so bad. I had taken so much medication, and the thing is, I kept taking medication that was either doing the same thing or like was a stronger version of what I already taken. So I took like 5 pills that night of the same or same things, but just different names, you know. Like Tylenol and ibuprofen, they do the same thing, just one stronger than the other, you know? And dog, I had taken it beforehand, and later on, I was so mad because I still couldn't breathe. I was like, why hasn't it kicked in yet? Why hasn't it kicked in yet? Dog, it's only been 30 minutes. Heck, not even 30, probably even a few minutes. Like, probably 10, 5, 15. I don't know. It hasn't even been that long, and I'm already complaining. And it was like so bad to where I started like googling ways to breathe. I lifted my nostrils up to breathe. I used like hot drinks and tea. I used steam. I even just tried sitting there and waiting for at least one to open up. Nothing worked. Not a darn thing worked. I was so mad. And then eventually I was like, I can breathe. I can breathe. I never swan dived so fast into a bed. And at that point, I didn't care. I just fell asleep. Just to wake up the next morning, covered in snot and saliva. It was so bad. It's like a crime scene, but with mucus. It was gross. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for sticking around for my so called traumatic experience, but I never want to go through that again. Anyways, toodles. Okay, so this is like my first time doing like an animation and all that, so I'm still new to all this. I tried to put effort into this because like I started off like real good,
But then, like, along the way, I can tell I lost effort because I dropped it for about a good 2-3 months, then picked it right back up. I really want to do this, but like at the same time, I don't have I don't I'm not consistent. But I at least want to try. I have another one in the makings. I did one at first, completed it, but then I started this one and I lost all effort for it. I think it's because I was doing a lot more talking like about it and not actually telling the story. So hopefully for the next one it'll be better. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully I can keep doing this. And goodbye.